got a fan in the beat. It's called What Up, Doe? What up, Doe?
What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
Boy, get this money. Would you also get this money? Boy, get this money. Would you get this money? Get this money.
Sure, Michael. If you on here. Mike
You got
J.
two best. You got Quincy and Mike.
Yeah.
Start
It's going to be happy.
Go ahead and get started, Trey.
How y'all doing? So, thank y'all viewers for tapping in. Y'all already know what it is. We're going to give all praises to God for this platform here. And we want to say thank you to John Mason from 105.9 FM because we are the award-winning, John Mason award-winning podcast, Pod Talk. And I'm on your main man, Dice Clark.
And y'all know what it is. Dirt Dog, a.k.a. Tootie Son.
And shout out to Gino, a.k.a. nephew. He's away taking care of some business. As y'all see, it's just me and Michael Jackson up here. And shout out to Ted Skills. We're going to make sure we post this information about following him. Get your house built from the ground up with him. So we're going to put this information out there. But shout out to him because he's out building somebody's house now. He wasn't able to be here.
That's right.
He had to finish that job to get that money.
That's right.
So maybe he'll take us out to dinner once he get paid. It's on the screen now? Okay, great. Super Producer Rico on it. Shout out to Super Producer Rico in the background. A reflection of our future. But make sure y'all follow Ted Skills. If you need any work done, any kind of work, and it's going to be great, make sure y'all give him a shout out. And if you mention What Up, Doe to him, you will get a discount. I don't know how much, but you will get one. You know what I'm saying? We got some special guests in the building. They're not on camera. They're not on mic, but they came to visit us. Showing love all the time. These are two great people that's amazing. Support us from the beginning, middle, and end. They always here for us and with us. So I want to say thank you, ladies. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. It mean a lot. And right now I'm probably talking too much. Michael Jackson over here getting antsy. So, but listen, before we move forward.
And man, you gonna stop with the Michael. Listen, I do call myself the Detroit Michael Jackson, but I don't want to overdo it. You guys, you know, you really got upset with me when I walked in. It seemed like there was some hate resonating in the room. You pulled me to the side and said, "Your name is really just Dak Hard. Don't call yourself Michael, and you're not him." So I'm gonna deflect.
No, you're good. You're
Okay,
good, man.
there
Before we jump off into what we want to talk about, because we can start sending that link to him now, right? Before we get him in there. Okay. But I want to share this with y'all. If you watch me, I have another podcast before this one. It's called The Spectrum Talk, and it's about people with autism, morally the kids, but even adults too, and disabilities. And we had a special guest on there. His name is Andrew Lane. He gave me this magazine that the kids created. They did everything with this magazine. And this is his class. This is what he teaches. It's called Dream Tech. But they teach coding, cybersecurity, and all that stuff for kids with autism. And there's a young man who just graduated from LT who's autistic. He just turned 20 years old. He's a friend of mine. Shout out to Cree Baker, her son. We're going to have him on the show. But this guy, Andrew Lane, is incredible. Like, he's incredible. Like, he's doing a lot for the community with our kids. And not just kids with autism, but all kids.
And he did that whole book.
Not him. The students did.
The students did. That's
Yes,
good.
they created everything. So I just wanted to give him some recognition because he was just, I guess, on the Spectrum Talk. But, man, make sure y'all follow him. Let me see. Stream Tech. Yeah, Andrew at StreamTechIncorporated.com. I'm going to make sure I get his information to tag on here, too. I wanted to share it on both platforms because it's well needed for our community. But, and also up here, before we jump into this, because we're going to have to reach out to him, he's a brilliant young man that stays in Atlanta. who was connected to us from our lovely guests that we had last week. Was that last week? Yeah, it was last week. Miss Kelly Sang, who always, and this is her client, but we're going to talk about him and it's called Are We Ready Yet? We explain what this is. Once we get him on, he's going to tap in live with us. But if y'all just tapping in, please push the share button. Go to YouTube, subscribe to us. On YouTube, it's What Up Doe, W.U.D. That's What Up Doe, W.U.D. Make sure y'all go and subscribe if you haven't already, or just continue to watch us here. We're going to come back to this because we're going to jump right off into, last night. Shout out to my man D. Jones, little bro. Great show, great audience. And we're going to let Dirty, a.k.a. Michael Jackson, tell us about his great night, man. What do you think, man? I mean, I had a wonderful time.
First off, once again, I'm going to always say this, man. Y'all gave me the platform to actually, whatever I do in this industry, and it's all due to y'all. So I always say that. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to always give homage to the cats, man, that are giving me the light to be able to expose myself, be able to come out and really be who I want. Last night, man, I think that it was a beautiful event. I think that you're hosting, it's funny, man, how you can, I don't know what it is, man. You can be in whatever situation and adapt to that, and that's beautiful. The only thing I say is that I thought we should have had more length of time for the questions.
Well, that's the thing. By the show being multiple different things, we have to respect that. Okay. So,
see, I didn't understand.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. When it comes to the battle of the sexes,
because that could have went on.
No, and that's why I didn't go as hard. Like he told you, the advice that D. Jones gave was read your crowd. So I fell back. I read the crowd first. That's why I was trying to loosen them up, right?
Yeah.
But the battle of the sexes got to have a segment of its own. Can't nothing else be involved. That's the whole thing about that. It gets deep. It go a long time. You go back and forth. So you really couldn't get the whole concept of it last night.
I
you know what I'm saying? It's just a snippet to show people basically how it go. But really, when you get into it, yeah, relationships get broken up. Relationships get created. It be happy people, angry people, but it's a roller coaster when it comes to the battle of the sexes.
And I see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, maybe we shouldn't have had next time. Number one, the event was
we couldn't control that one. That was D. Jones' event. We was
no. Hey, D. Jones. Shout out to D. Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not like I say once again, it was a beautiful event. I just say next time. Not next time. If we do it, the battle of the sexes should be its own entity. Like you said, it got to be its own entity because that can take 2 hours for the show and be fun as hell. As long as you got the right people in the audience and the right people participating. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like if you got the wrong mixture, you forcing it and other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then you feel like, man, damn. The crowd participation is everything.
No, and then what I saw, how I read the crowd, which you probably couldn't tell. I've done this so many times. A lot of them were new. A lot of them was there to see what the battle of sexes was about. They didn't know, so they don't know how to participate. They don't know how to enact. So when I saw that, I was like, well, we just gonna move forward. That's why I didn't start reading all the other cards and stuff. I only did a few just to give a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even. That was cool. It was nice. But the highlight was you getting 5 minutes and you took 25 minutes.
Well, I took 12 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the stand-up for those who wasn't there to catch you do your first stand-up comedy, man.
Okay, well, look. So I'm going to tell you. So I've been preparing for this, right? This is like a bucket list of mine, man, doing these things. And if they take off, they're wonderful. But I wrote out 3 different, I don't know if you call them jokes or whatever, but I wrote out 3 different jokes with different themes and this, that, and the other, right? But I did not want to, read them verbatim and this, that, and the other. So I watched other comics, man, and studied how they'll do it. Like they'll say they'll have talking points.
Right.
So when he first called me up, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It seemed my heart, when I first was sitting in that chair, my heart was going through my chest like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when I went up there and sat down somehow, some way, it went away. I don't know what be happening, but when I sat down, Dice, it went away. And it's like, man, when I get in front of the cameras, I don't know, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like I don't have no problem with speaking in front of people. But I mixed like 2 different jokes into one thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just really, once I heard my motivation seriously, was when I heard that first person laugh, I knew I could go. You know what I'm saying? If everybody just would have sat, then I would have been like a deer in the headlights. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard that first person laugh, I said, now I'm trying to be funny for that person. And then when I heard somebody else, so it was like it springboarded off itself. Because to be honest with you, man, you hosting, me doing that, that's hard work, bro. Like, you got to have confidence in yourself. Because, man, you can bomb. You can. You can seriously bomb, and then you sit up there like, you know what I'm saying?
But not only with comedy, with anything, when you stand up there to speak to people, like I said, it's sad to say, but Detroit is the hardest city to please, no matter what it is. I go out of town, we all go places, and you see they city root they people on if they from the same place. So that's another thing. That's what I was trying to do is loosen people. That's why I was like, loosen up. Like, give your people a chance.
Do you get nervous?
No, I don't never get nervous.
So you don't even, that's how we want to know, like, so for you it's natural like me, like you don't get nervous at all?
Beforehand, nope, I never did, because for me, when I learned this from church, you know, the pastors always say, it don't matter how many people in the congregation if they got one person to preach to. So my focus be, long as I get the word out there, when I go out there, it doesn't matter how many people in the crowd to me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that. But like you saying, even with the comedy, when you see people interact, I focus on them when I'm talking, because that mean they interested. But then when I look over the crowd and I see people over there, they talking to each other, that mean they really not interested in what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So now you got 70% of the crowd not even really paying attention.
And that's demoralized. After
So the thing of it is, for me, I know when I got something to do or go out there and say something, even with this, when I sit down, like we remember your problem in the beginning of this was you focused on the viewers. And I said, stop doing that. Because if we got 1 or 2 people watching us, that's good enough. We done did our job.
That's real.
We on here, this platform is for a reason, right? We can't worry about who tap in. We gonna focus on the ones who are tapped in. So when you doing your comedy, that's the same thing, man. You can't focus on how they feel. Do your thing. You doing this for who? Them or you?
Me.
And you just want them to laugh.
And that's real.
Yeah, so that's what you do. But you did a great job last night. Salute. I'm proud of you to go out there. You finally got that off your bucket list.
Thank you. No, it was, listen, and when it was over, what was so funny was the 5 minutes is hard to gauge. So, like, either 5 minutes can take an hour, it seemed like, or it's go like that.
Yeah, it went like that because you ignored the lights. He was trying to get to attention, right? 10 times. D. Jones was like, "Hey man, his 5 minutes been up 10 minutes ago. He come over there, he had 1 light, come back, he had another 2 lights. You was ignoring all of that."
And it was so funny. I didn't see it until the last time when I seen him do 2 lights.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then that's when I said, "Oh damn, that must mean shut up." You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But with comedy, people don't understand unless you're doing a stand up, like Kevin Hart and Corey Holcomb and all them. They do though. That hour will be a long time. But when you got multiple people that's coming up, really 5 minutes is a long time. But you're supposed to hit your key point jokes, make them laugh, and get out of there while you got them. You know what I'm saying? Make them remember the good jokes. And then once you got them, be like, cut it off. Whether you do the whole 5 minutes or not. You don't have to do the whole 5 minutes.
Okay.
So your thing is, let me make them laugh. You got them. So now you got them, you cut it off. And then they're going to be asking for you. And my man was funny in the beginning because if you carry on, keep going, they're going to get bored with you. Because if you don't keep them laughing, now they're going to forget the good jokes because you done came followed up with some bull crap.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So for your first time, man, I'm proud of you again. And then thank God that I'm your brother. Thank God. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean, man?
I'm saying it's all divine order, man, for your parents to be a part of my village and us being brothers as young kids who we never talked about this as
kids. Man.
I mean, now we'd be sitting here on a podcast together.
Bro.
You doing stand-up comedy.
Listen to me. This is a dream come true for me, man. I mean, you was doing your thing, man, with the community, this, that, and the other. So hats off to you. You was going in your direction. But for me to actually to be doing this now, man, this is more of a dream. This is like living my dream, man. And seriously, man. And that's why I say for y'all, I take my hats off to y'all, man, for allowing me to do this, man. Because y'all could have, in the very beginning, say, "Oh, nah, Dirty,
I did. I did, and I'm your brother. And you know what I'm saying? But no, it's great, and I appreciate that. But even with that, what you fail to realize is that you being my brother, and we sharing this moment. We never thought like this, but if I'm a part of what make you feel great, then that makes me feel good.
That's real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that you're happy, because what people don't know is in the beginning when he was a guest first, and he was so excited, and I didn't ever know this with us being close and brothers like this, and then he called me back a couple days later. He said, "Man, listen, I need to be a part of that. I don't want to just be a guest." And I'm like, "No." Like, "No, you two, no." And then I think a day later he called me again. I said, "Listen, man, you don't call me every day." I said, "Dirty, I got to get back on that show, man." And then he broke down, and that's when he shared to me about his depression stuff, what was going on, how that made him feel better by being just a guest. And he said he always wanted to do this. And so I was like, "Oh, now I'm listening." Because at first I'm like, "Man, no, man, you ain't gonna take it serious. Like we can't miss this." I said, "Man, this is serious with me. You're not gonna take it serious, and I don't want us to fall out over this, right?"
I think I've been serious ever since.
And then I said, "Well," he was like, "Man, this show you." I said, "No." Nephew Gino came up with this show. Him and Tiz, they came and got me. I said, "I'm a host on there just like you would be." I said, "I gotta ask them first." So when I went to them, I'm not gonna lie, they'll tell you. I said, "Man, Dirty want to be on the show," but I said no. I was like, "No, bro." So instantly though, Gino's like, "Oh, that would be cool." And then Tiz like, "I think that would be a little." I'm like, "Are y'all serious?" They was like, "Yeah." Then I called him back. Y'all should have saw how happy. I said, "We got to have a meeting with you first, bro. We got to get an understanding before you come on here. We got rules." And everybody who know, even you, Miss Carmen, when Dirty first came on here, people was like, "Man, why y'all have him? He taking away from y'all. That's messing up the. He a little wild. He a wildfire and woo this and that." And I said, "Yup, I knew it. We shouldn't have had him on here." But as time went on, we was doing it. Well, people don't know we had a radio show too. Shout out to 105.5 The Heat. Dirty was a little upset because he was like, "But I'm part of y'all. Why can't be on the radio with y'all?" It's like, you wasn't here during that time. We have a contract with people. You wasn't part of What Up Doe. So he was mad. So we finally convinced a little part for him to come in. And everybody who knows who's been watching, y'all see the growth in him. He has changed to where the point he is the icing of the cake for What Up Doe Podtalk now. At first, you wasn't an ingredient that goes in our cake, but now we understand you wasn't supposed to be the ingredient. You were supposed to be the icing, which is not with the cake. So which I thank you. I thank God. Everything is in divine order. You make our show a little bit better.
I appreciate that.
You have grown. The way you move, the way you talk, everything, you a little bit better. But now, you a little bit arrogant outside of the site. Yeah, thank your agent.
Well, listen, Mr. Jones over here. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this, man. That once again, y'all, everything that you're saying is true. I was going through a real depressing time of my life before I came on the show, and I didn't know how to get out of it. It was like something was telling me, you got to go in a totally different direction than what you've been going. Mm-hmm. And to watch y'all do what y'all was doing, it was just like, I need to do that. Like something clicked on, like that's what you should be doing. And since I've given up doing what people tell me I'm supposed to be doing or going a direction they want me to go in, and I've been following what's naturally coming to me, dog, life been a lot better. Seriously. Now, obviously, you still have problems and this, that, and the other, but this is helping me overcome certain problems that I had. Because I got brothers who I can talk to, fellowship with every week, man, and who are allowing me to give a voice. That mental health thing show that we did was epic, and it was something I always wanted to do. I always want to help men because we face so much depression due to, number one, having to be a provider, having to be the backbone of everything, having to be the foundation. For us to be able to say to each other, man, you feeling like how I was feeling. Like, this is all working out, man. I mean, I can't say no more about it. The only thing now we need is for somebody to call and say, hey, we're going to give y'all $3 million. You know what I'm saying? And we taking y'all around the world with it, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is going to definitely happen. I love the fact that we got 4 voices on here, man. We all are different. We all have individual lives. But when we come together, man, the fellowship and everything is so strong and the love is so strong. It's an undeniable thing, man. I really love it, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to Super Producer Rico. What y'all don't know is that we have a lot of behind the scenes things that we do. And you're absolutely right. Like, we look forward to this every week. Like, it's therapeutic for us as men. Because we fuss and fight whether y'all know it or not. But y'all probably won't never catch it unless you up here with it. We don't hide it. We not scripted. We genuine. Y'all get what y'all get. Sometimes when Rico be like, okay, y'all laugh, we straighten right up after just finish arguing.
That's real.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when we leave here, like Dirty always say, Tez, Gino, we leave together as brothers. We don't hold no grudges. We don't hold no animosity.
And we're there for each other.
We always there for each other. We uplift one another. We all go through stuff separately. But this podcast, I thank God for it mentally, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, I get to watch each one of us grow and give each other our flowers while we doing it together, you know what I'm saying? Because learning more about that with you, it opened my eyes to start paying attention to more people that I love that's around me. And I've been around you, but people don't know we childhood friends like brothers. And for me not to know that, whether you know it or not, that bothered me. Because we should know that about somebody you care about and love. And we talk all the time. How come I didn't pick that up? How come that didn't register to me that you were going through that? But all praises to God to allow it to happen to where you came on as a guest and you here now and to hear that you share that story and that you out of that and this help you. Hey man, you can have a mic, Mike. you can have the front seat. I can take the couch now, you know what I'm saying? You went from the couch to here to now you in the middle. Hey man, in a minute you gonna be without us.
No, I would never. And that's what's crazy. I would never. One thing about my character, man, is undeniable. My loyalty is strong to people who loyal to me.
Right.
So I wouldn't care, man, who came and say, man, the carbon. No. It's the group. My group is everything to me. Y'all is everything to me. So, man, as far as I'm concerned, I would never, ever.
And I know you telling the truth because people don't know. Me and Dirty get into it all the time because I go to do stuff solo or I tell him about something. He be like, well, we doing it as a group, right? Be like, no. It's just, what do you mean? We in this together. Like, no, Dirty. We don't do everything together. Dirty wants to do everything with What Up, Doe Podtalk podcast, which I respect that. You got high hopes. Your faith in this is real heavy. Even when we went to the Oscars, shout out to Miles Dixon and the Oscars, when we won our first award, we was nominated for 4.
I know.
And Dirty said, we gonna win them all. I said, man, we only 6 months in the game. Like, we haven't even established a crowd or nothing, but you was so hyped and it made you mad. Remember, because we didn't win the first 3?
It did.
And we had one more category for the brand new podcast of the year, the best brand new podcast of the year. And Dirty said, if we don't win this, I'm flipping this table. I said, man, I said, listen, what you don't understand, we already won because we was nominated for 4. I said, you got to understand that we was brand new in the game. We went up against people who's been in the game for years. So when we got nominated for 4, and then one of them, I don't know if y'all knew, we missed it by 2 votes. We would have won 2 votes, man.
Wow. See, I never knew the count on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ended up finding out later. But yeah, I love your faith in that you believe in What Up, Doe Podtalk, and you always speak highly of it, that we gonna go the furthest.
We are.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we out, you bullying people, taking the mic from the DJ, you shouting out What Up, Doe in the building. You going crazy
because we
about it.
go. I believe seriously, man. This is in order. This is in line, man, with what I don't know, man. The cosmos and the universe is coming together, man, and we are going to be the best podcast, man, that ever exists. Not just Detroit, but on any platform. I believe that's where we're going. That's where we headed, and all it takes is for us to stay together, stay true to each other, keep that loyalty, man, and pop go to weasel. We going, man. We going.
No, we are, man. Our guest is ready. Oh, we've been
Oh,
on it.
okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man. Well, okay. Listen. Okay, we got a special guest that we gonna tap in. Again, he's staying in Atlanta. Shout out to Miss Kelly Sane. This is one of her clients that's out of state. You hear me? Out of state, not just here. That's so dope, man. We love her for always connecting us to great people that's doing great things in the community. We gonna tap him right. Oh, he's in. I see him. Tap him right on there. How you doing, sir? Can you hear us?
Let me hit that mute button. What's going on, y'all? Y'all can hear me?
Welcome,
What's
welcome.
happening?
Hey, listen,
Thank you,
introduce
man.
yourself to the viewers, man. It's a pleasure.
Hey, first of all, I appreciate you guys even having me. Yeah, y'all was about to have me, wipe a tear listening to y'all story just a second ago. And anytime seeing brothers just come up and walking in purpose, and that's what I see as you guys
Sir.
are sitting there talking. So that's what I love to see that. That's just a great energy. But good evening, everybody. Elam B. King here out of Atlanta, Georgia. I am a relationship coach. I also I'm also a game master as well. I work with couples, whether they're pre-marriage, marriage, single, what have you. My overall mantra is in order for us to improve our communities, we have to improve our families. And in order for us to improve our families, we have to take a look at the two people who help build that. And so that is my plight. That's what I'm out here doing. That's the purpose that God put in front of me. And happy to be in front of you guys today.
No, we glad that you're here. And again, shout out to Miss Kelly Sane allowing this to happen. Last night, as you heard, we had shout out to D Jones. He had an event that me and my brother here was a part of. I was hosting the Battle of the Sexes, and he did his first 5 minutes of comedy. You you I don't know if you ever watched us before, but we are a platform of four young men. Two of our brothers, one of them is building somebody's house from the ground up. Shout out to Ted
I
Skills.
think you watch it too.
He better be working and he ain't here. He better not be watching. But yeah, his name Ted Skills, and then we got another one, Gino, aka like five different names, but it's four of us actually. So if you catch us for the future, it'll be four of us here. But they both had something going on; they couldn't make it today. But shout out to them.
Absolutely.
But
Appreciate you guys
last
having me.
night, I introduced your game. I want you to share with the people the name and tell them how you came up with this. If they want to order it, how can they find it, and then share with them a little information about it, please.
Absolutely, and hope you guys had an amazing time last night. I look forward to hearing about how that went down. But of course, as I said earlier, I do pre-marriage coaching, and so over the years, I had an opportunity of meeting with couples, married as well, and I noticed a couple of patterns that was happening along the way of just these are for my 5, my 10, my 15-year couple, 20-year couples, 30-year couples that they've been together. And most of the time when people come to me, they come to me when it's fourth quarter and like 2 minutes left in the relationship game and they down by 3 touchdowns and ain't nobody Brady and they want me to be Brady and save them because they didn't do some of the preliminary work that was necessary, asking the important questions. And then along that way, continuing to do that as well. I always like to say that a marriage license is the only license that you don't have to requalify for. You just get it one time and that's it. But if people had to requalify for their marriage license, I guarantee that a lot more people would know exactly who they're with. And so I took about 70 questions from the repeated moments of what people just did not know and what they were coming to the table just having issues with, whether it's things dealing with finances, things dealing with sex, children, blended families, spirituality, all that. And I bottled it inside of 100 cards. I actually have an online course called Are We Ready at Course.com. And so I
Mm.
basically took that. One day, my homegirl said, "You know what, Elam, you need to make a card game." And I was just like, it took me only about 5 minutes to say, "Okay, God, I hear you shifted me to a different opportunity." And so These are 100 questions that it was originally established for couples, just one on one. And what it's grown to is a game that could be played, Thanksgiving evening, right? Or, at the cookouts, right? Or just at a gathering, whether it's Battle of the Sexes like you had yesterday. And so, um, I just warn you, it might take you a very long time to go through this deck if you do it with a group of people because we're talking about 3-4 hours that we sit and
So
talk and we might only go through 6 or 7 cards, right? And
Right.
so
Right.
everything's available on my website, elambking.com. Again, elambking.com. It's only 24.95. And so this is, if you are dating somebody right now, you need to go and get this. If you are in a space where you're looking to be committed and move the ball forward, these are 100 questions that you should know before you marry the person. And if you don't, then you're probably gonna be calling me in a couple of years saying break up or something.
So
So
let me ask you about this game.
right.
Were you did this because of what reason? Like, what made you start creating this game?
Honestly, my business manager, Adrienne E. Bell, she is the reason why I actually am an author as well, three-time author. And so this first book that I have, Understanding a Man, she called me one day back in like 2015. She said, Elam, you need to write a book. I was just like, write a book. I don't even like English, like I don't want to write no book. I don't like to write, right? But
Right.
God just had a different direction. And so because I said I didn't feel like I had a right to even share inside of the relationship space. But God doesn't call the qualified, he calls you and then he qualifies you, right? And so I was able to walk in that space, and one book turned into two books, turned into three books. And so I have a couple of other projects working on now, but that was the beginning stage. And so that person called me and said, "Hey, you need to do a card game." And I was just like, "All right, well, you was right when you told me to write the book. So I guess I'll. All right, God, I
Right.
hear you." Boom, and that's really. We just went to work during. I think this is Christmas of 2023. We went to work on it and released it. And yeah, just been rocking and rolling ever since.
I got a question for you.
Uh,
Um, my parents have been married for 56 years, right? And so hats off to them. And we come, my family in general, we come from a long line of people being married and staying married until I guess they say that death do you part. Is that something that is even obtainable these days? Like, are you seeing people stay married? It seems like nowadays, man, people do not want to put the work into the relationship, but they want to jump to the marriage, and the marriage dissolves because they got married for the wrong reasons. And I mean, the foundation was never really there. Is marriage doesn't seem as taken to be as serious as it used to be back in the day. Is that something that you're noticing, or what's your take on that?
well, you got an hour because there's a lot of
Damn.
there's a lot inside of that, but I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna say it to you like this. Let's start from the fact that marriages aren't what they used to be or whatever. I like to say to people that length does not equal strength, right? My
Mm.
parents have been married 52. This year will be 53 years, and so hats off to you, for your parents being married 56 years and things of that nature. But one thing that happened for us Xers, right? Because we were raised by the baby boomers. Baby boomers were really they were great when it came to loyalty and working, and they had they went to church, they went to church, right? And trusting God and things of that nature. But they didn't tell us how to do this out here. You know, you couple they didn't tell us how to do this. You just I got married at 25. Somebody said, my dad was like, well, just trust God and love.
Mm.
Well, that's not enough, just to trust God. And you can pray all day, but if you don't have the tools that are necessary to navigate through this marriage, then you're gonna fail. And so, the Bible talks about be a wise man remaining in counsel, and that's man or woman. Well, think about it. If when we were growing up, right? I'm 48. If we were growing up and you went to counseling, there's something wrong with you. You didn't even want to tell
Yeah.
people that you were in counseling, right?
Right.
Let alone if you were a man and you were raised to don't cry, don't act like a girl, be tough. You can't really express yourself. People don't really want to hear you, right? And then we can also look at the fact that once we get married, right? It's happy wife, happy life. And so we don't. If we happen to share the way that we feel, the over romanticized portions of relationships will put us in a situation where we're not even. We just feel like somebody's supposed to just know something, right? You're
Hmm.
grown, so you should know how to communicate. No,
No.
most of us are not emotionally intelligent enough to be able to speak and share the way we feel, because remember, we were taught not to feel, right? And
Right.
now we fall in love. Now we love Miss Whoever, right? And now we're feeling some type of way. We don't even know how to share our feelings, right? And so communication is 90% of the reason why people come to my table. The top three reasons for divorce: number one is infidelity, number two is finances, and number three is communication. And number three and number one, and you can Google these stats, actually bounce back and forth between being the number one. But if you think about it, if
Mm.
somebody commits infidelity, that's really a lack of communication. So really, communication is the number one reason. And so just because everybody's grown until it's time to communicate.
I
When it's
said that
time to
last
communicate,
night.
everybody takes their ball and they go home and they want the other person to figure out how to hold it, bounce it, move it around, right? And then in walks resentment, right? Keep in mind, we're not in counsel, by the way. We're talking to the girlfriend or the boyfriend, excuse me, or the male friend that can't keep a girl, can't keep a dude, but you got advice and you let somebody else put their mouth on your relationship, right? Just
Mm.
because you've known them since they were 15. I mean, something as small as when you pick a best man or maid of honor. That person actually should be the counsel within your relationship. I learned that back in about 2008. I had a pastor break that down, right? That person should be somebody that you or your spouse can go to when those times, because they do come. Don't talk to me about, oh, we just love each other every day. That's not true. Okay, you don't. Sometimes you don't like the person, right?
You're right.
And you can't navigate out of that, right? That goes back to the over romanticizing. So we're not even going to our pastor. We're going to the wrong friends and family, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden our relationship doesn't work. And people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe y'all were together for 15 years. Yeah, y'all were together 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you don't even know the person that you're with, because
Mm.
people evolve, and so somebody hasn't been communicating how they evolve. So I can go on and on in that regard, but people are just the marriages, the length, it sounds good, but when we sometimes have gone to speak with our seniors, right, they're not even able to properly share with us how did they navigate all those years. And some of them just stayed together just to stay together. Let's just call
Right.
that out there too, right? Some of them should have been, that it wasn't in divine order, they just happened to stay together, and we equate that to success, right? That's like equating somebody who has money to them being successful. That don't mean that. You don't know how they got that, right? So hey, I told you I got we need about an hour. I can keep going on it.
Yeah.
I seriously believe that that people need to be. Well, you know what I really don't. And you touched on something. How can a friend? How can your partner has a friend who has failed relationships back to back to back to back to back? How can they counsel you on how to keep a relationship? I do not understand how anybody will listen to a person who can't do what they trying to do, or don't even have the intentions, or they find every reason that this person got a problem here, this person has got a problem here. So, but you are willing to go to this person, put all your business out to this person, and get advice from a person who can't even do what you're trying to do.
Because they're a professional of messing up, they tell you don't do what they did.
Uh, I mean, we're
Yeah.
victims of habit, right? We're used to going to that friend, telling them about what happened at work, right? Telling them what happened in class, right? Telling them about what's on social media, right? So we're habitually already going to this person. So and sometimes we got to air our lungs out. We just got to get it out, right? And so you haven't sought any professional advice, or you're too scared to go to, from a spiritual counseling perspective or anything. So, and you don't want to invest the money into yourself to get a counselor, right? So what do? It's 11 o'clock at night and you just had an argument, right? You're gonna call your bestie, right? And yes, they can't keep a man, but you think they love you, so they're gonna give you the right advice, right?
Right.
And so we don't recognize, particularly in marriages, how sacred a marriage is. Only person that belongs in that marriage is the people that the both of you selected prior to or even during, right? Your pastor, your best man, your maid of honor, your counselor. If anybody outside of that knows your business right now, you doing the wrong thing. Right? You're not even
Mm.
protecting the covenant. You're bringing unqualified people, and that's mom and dad too, by the way. Because sometimes we
Right.
think we can go to mom and dad with this information. Mom and dad is on your side. I don't care how neutral you think they are. You they baby girl. You they son. They're gonna lean
Yeah.
in your direction, right? And then watch this. When you get over the situation that you dealing with, and now y'all all lovey dovey and looking at each other, yo, your relative is looking at them like you just didn't like them 2 days ago. Like how y'all kissing and rubbing and hugging today? Like they still mad. Now you're gonna bring more tension, right, into the relationship. So that's why it's people who are designated beforehand, so that I know that whoever you go to, if your girl goes and talks to Susan, right? I know Susan has our best interest together. Susan don't just like your spouse. They don't just like your girl. They want us to be together as well, right? So people that sacredness and people going to the wrong people, man, and then you sprinkle in social media and that foolishness, right? And people
Yeah.
just that's just where people just get their advice from, right? And so they're not vetting the people that they're listening to.
I think people vet. I think people listen to people who, like you said, they feel the most comfortable with. And but I don't even believe nowadays, man. Sometimes you can have somebody you think was in your corner, but they don't even really want to see you happy because they're not happy. So they give you the worst advice. You
Oh,
know what I'm
that part.
saying? I mean, their lives is a train wreck. So they want your life to stay a train wreck. That's just my opinion. You know?
And for me, I know what you're saying because a lot of people who come to me, the first thing I tell them is like, I'm not the person that you need to get advice from
Good.
because I'm going off my life. I'm an answer to the way I look at things, the way I handle things. So it might not be best for you in your relationship. So I tell them I share with you my thoughts, but I don't suggest you take my advice and put it in your relationship because I have you down a dark road.
Well,
Are
that's when you
lonely as hell.
understand your space of where you belong in. Because when people come to me about certain aspects, I be like, no, I refer them to somebody else because I know what talent God has given me, right? And I'm going to
Amen.
operate inside of that lane. And when you don't come to me asking me about finances, I got somebody I can go to for that, right? Don't come to me talking about certain aspects from a health perspective. I got somebody that can go for that, right? So you got to know your lane, and sometimes people don't stay in their lane, and they won't even tell their friend, "Look, friend, I love you, but I'm not the best person that can give you that advice or
Yeah.
whatever."
That's
People
I
don't
tell
even.
Dirty that all the time. I love him, but no, I ain't gonna give you the right advice. Don't ask me no more. But hey, listen, for the listeners and the viewers, so right there when we talking about that plays a part with the communication, right? Because I feel like if I'm married, why should I have to go to somebody on the outside? Why shouldn't I go to the person I'm married to, no matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent? I feel like that's the person you need to be talking to.
Yes, that is the person that you need to be talking to, but you also need to be in counsel, right? Being in counsel because you don't have all the answers. She doesn't
Right.
have all the answers, right? And perhaps you need somebody to just, peel that onion back. And that's why for myself, I speak individually with couples first, and then I bring them together. Why is that? Because people lie when the other person's
Yep.
sitting next to them. I've learned that
Yep.
over the years. And I don't even want to bring up what I want to bring up because when I leave in 55 minutes, they gonna be mad at me. Now I got the long car ride home. I don't want to talk about it, right? So I meet individually first so they can just say whatever they have to say, right? And I meet individually also because you have to recognize them. Everybody comes to me wanting me to tell the other person what the other person needs to do in order for the relationship to work.
Right.
Meanwhile, you are a part of the problem and you're part of the solution. I say that to every single couple. You are part of the problem. I don't care what you think. Oh, if they did this, then everything would be good. No, because the first relationship that you have in your relationship is the relationship with yourself, right? With your
Mm.
relationship, you and God, you understanding yourself. Then you have the relationship with the other person. And what we do is that we don't understand ourselves. So what we do is that we attach ourselves to someone who is not a part of the direction of where we're gonna go, And then because the teeth are nice and the sex is good or they make good money or whatever, we choose that person, right? And then we resent that person for not becoming or being what we wanted them to be. But if you understood who you were in the beginning and the value that you have and the direction that you were going to go, it would allow you to make the right choice in choosing the right person that's a complement to the direction that you're going in. But now here you are 10, 15 years later talking about this person doesn't make you happy. Meanwhile, you're not even happy within yourself, but you're blaming the lack of happiness that you don't have on the other person. So I'm able to pinpoint that inside of conversation and make sure that they're understanding where this is where you need to work on. And this is where they need to work on. Okay, now we can come together and work together. And people find difficulty. If you can get yourself right, you got half the battle for a relationship to, in order to for a relationship to work.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna take a time out right quick, and I'm gonna say this to the viewers. Our cash app is for this consultation. Like,
That's
we
right.
gonna charge a fee for this, man. You spitting some jewels, and I appreciate you, man. Again, for the new viewers who just tapping in, can you share with them so they probably like, who is this guy? Let them know where you from, what you got going on, and what your business is. And I want you to share. Are your books on this same website?
They are all my books are on Amazon. They're also on. Well, you go to my website first. I don't even know why I said the Amazon. I shouldn't have said that. They're on there too. If you want to
Okay.
legitimize me and go read reviews, but my website elambking.com. You can find all my books. You can find the card game as well that we've been talking about. Got some got some merch on there as well. So of course, and again, so appreciative for and shout out to Kelly. That's the homie.
Yeah.
She is always giving me the amazing connection. So thank you so much. Y'all need a publicist, holla at Kelly. All
Oh,
right.
for sure.
Um,
We had her as a guest last week.
right. She be on it.
Yeah, she
Um,
do.
and so I'm a relationship coach, I'm an author, I'm a game master as well. I work with couples, married, pre-marriage, inside that space. And so just making sure that our community begins to be, people don't realize that a community, when things happen in these streets, people are quick to be like, oh, we need to stick together and we need to march and we
Yeah,
need to do
yeah.
all that, right? It sounds really good. Sounds good, great. And 2 weeks later we forgot what we're really supposed to do. So at the end of the day, a community is made up of families, right? I don't care what anybody says. Mom, dad in
Say that.
home produces stronger child. Google that. Don't come at me. Google that. Mom plus dad plus mom equals stronger child, higher self-esteem, right? Less depression, right? Able to shake and move and go out into this world and be stronger, right? So my goal inside of our struggle, because right now up to 70% of our families are ending in divorce. Now do that math. You line up 10 couples, 10 minority couples, 7 of them are not making it. 7. And only 30% of those people that get married even do pre-marriage counseling. So, my goal is to strengthen our community by strengthening our families. And our families, there's 2 people that start that family. And so strengthening them and giving them the tools to navigate through 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? With the happiness and the love and the divine order that is supposed to be there. That's my responsibility in these streets, and so I'm just going to continue to walk in that. So I appreciate you guys having me.
No, we appreciate you being
Yes,
taking the
yes.
time out to be on our show. You dropped some jewels, some great information. Now, a person here living in Michigan and they need your services.
Hmm.
Is that possible?
Oh yeah, 100% of my clients are virtual. I don't.
Okay.
I was doing virtual before COVID, right? Um,
Okay.
um, I was just reading on the division amongst friends. So it is when you click on my link or whatever, because you can book going through my site as well. And so yeah, 100% of my clients are virtual, just like how we're talking right now is the exact same thing. Because remember, people are looking for information. You don't have to be sitting right in front
Right.
of them. It's no differently
Front of
than
them. Yeah.
listen to a sermon or something online and you're listening, right? I'm a big audible person. I do a lot of reading. That's one thing that will also happen when you leave my presence. You always leave my presence with homework. I'm going to give you some homework because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So I ensure
Amen.
that you know that you individually need to do work. and then that allows everybody to come together. So yeah, virtual all day. Of course, you can go to elambking.com if you want to book a free 15-minute session. Just make mention to what up though in
Yes.
the
My man.
context, and you have a free 15-minute session for that.
So you viewers, yes, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Y'all hear that, viewers? So y'all, when y'all reach out to him, first and foremost, you're gonna purchase this game, get your life together, and then you're gonna reach out to him
Right.
because a lot of y'all in some damaged relationships and y'all just scared to step up. But this is an opportunity to reach out to him and move forward. If you want to keep your relationship, like Dirty mentioned earlier, a lot of people don't fight no more. We easier to walk away than to fix the problem. Man, we thank you for all this knowledge. We thank you for your time, Kelly.
Yes,
We
sir.
thank you again.
So, and he's planning on coming here to do a game night with that.
Oh,
Okay.
listen, yeah, you coming here into Michigan to do a game night with your new game?
Oh, you ain't said nothing. Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
listen, we what up, Dope Pod Talk want to be a part of that. We want to help you spread the word to get the people involved, man.
Oh yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys. I mean, more to follow on that. I've been looking to have a little fun there in Detroit.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
y'all in Detroit, right? So yeah,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking to come back there. Definitely had a great. I was there about 2 years ago, and so we had a lot of fun there. So absolutely, man. I mean, when it comes to these game nights, and I, if you even want to share with how last night went or whatever, but this is definitely an opportunity for you to dig down deep into your relationship, right? One of the popular questions I'll just throw out there is that, is it okay for me and my parents, for my parents to come live with us, right? That question
We,
ended a relationship. That's why it's in there, right?
yeah,
Because some people are cool with it. Yeah, that's my mom, that's my dad. They can come live with us. Guess what? I'm not. Nope.
right,
I can find them a place.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
that's
give them a
true.
place to go, but they're not coming to live with us, right? Should we have joint bank accounts?
Hmm.
You know, what about having a threesome, right? Do you have a
Yeah,
will? Right? These are the questions that are in here. And some people might say, no, no, no. Okay, what you looking like 15 years down the road when you're trying to spice it up? Somebody want to bring somebody else into the bedroom. Again, yeah, I had at least about 3 or 4 couples I can talk about that this was a real
right.
conversation. And it wasn't, watch this, and it wasn't always the guy.
I can
How about
believe that.
that?
Listen, my
Wasn't
stand
always the
up
guy.
last night.
Huh?
My stand up last night was just on that threesomes. And like you said, brother, it ain't always the guy. Is it? Listen, this is a different world that we living in, and freaking comes on either side, and you got to know what you playing with when you start having these threesomes because they can be dangerous. Now they can be fun, but they can also destroy foundations.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My homegirl Kenya, she was on what was that show that they had? Oh gosh, what channel was it on? But it was basically that's her business, polyamory, right? She has two husbands, right? When I met her, she had two husbands. Now her husbands got wives. They all live in the same house, right? And so, and they just pooling their resources, right? So a lot of times people think that it's the guy that's one that no, that's her, right? And nothing wrong
Wow.
with it, right? But we just sometimes, the society's a little one-sided with that thing, and that is just no. I've had both sides of couples where 15 years down the road, that person's like, "Yo, are you cool with this?" And then and they were having some beef because the wife or sometimes or the husband another time they were like, "No, we can't bring nobody else into the bedroom." Well, y'all probably should have had a conversation about that a long time
Right.
ago, right? And that's why I tell people at least yearly. See, the business aspect of a marriage is what people don't talk about. Yeah, the lovey-dovey and kiss me and hug me and all that. There's a business aspect. There's a where we need to sit down and have some conversation about who am I today? Because if we got married 15 years ago or 10 years ago, my love language might not even be the same. Right. So if you start loving me the way you used to when we were dating, I'm now going to resent you because that's not me. And I'm going to get mad most of the time because you've been with me all this time and you don't know me. Oh my goodness. And now people are because you didn't talk. At least have a
Right.
yearly talk about who you are. If you dope like that, it'll be every 3 to 6 months. But at least instead of setting a New Year's resolution, sit down and have a conversation about who you are and get to know. Intimacy means into me you see. See into
We
somebody
break
else
it down, then, brother.
and allow them to see into you. Right. So yeah,
Yeah.
when you say the word intimacy, they only think about physical. There's
Yep.
5 different levels of intimacy. Physical is just one. You got spiritual, you got emotional, you got intellectual, and you got experiential. Right? Nobody's having these conversations. We just like, oh well, we just need to be more intimate. Well, what about the emotional intimacy? When's the last time that you checked in on your spouse? Because I know we want to be checked in on. When's the last time you checked in on your spouse? Yeah, y'all gonna
Wow.
have me for. Let me be quiet.
Yeah, hey, listen, we gonna be paying our producer more money. Instead, no, hey man, this has been great and helpful, I'm sure, with some of our viewers. But again, one more time, real quick, how can they reach you to order your books, to order the game, and to get that 15-minute What Up Doe podcast consultation?
Well, thank you again for having me. You can follow me on all platforms at Elam B King on IG and everything else that's out there. And of course, you can always go over to elambking.com, elambking.com. And so all of the, whether it's the game or whether it's the books that I have as well, give an overview of them. But going over there and support, there's something in there you need, just click on it. And I'm going to send it. All right. But, and I just want to encourage everybody to, remain in counsel. Even if you take what I said and throw it away, you're supposed to be in counsel. So make sure that you are speaking to somebody who is qualified to put their mouth on your relationship.
Yes, sir. I like
Amen.
that.
Amen. Well, again, thank you, sir. We got our game. Keep us posted when you come to Detroit to host this game. We want the whole city to come out and share and be a part of this with you, man. Meet you in person. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Have a
now,
good
sir.
evening.
You as well.
Man, that was wonderful, man.
Had your
Hey.
thought process a little different,
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, hey, look, I mean, to me, relationships is not no longer cut and dry, man. Y'all really got to sit down and dwell into each other in order to be successful, man. It's not just one way no more. You really got to understand who you are in order to try to understand who somebody else is, and vice versa. And that's real. So I like what he's doing.
No, I
Hats
do
off to
too. I'm
him.
glad Miss Kelly saying you never seem to amaze me. Thank you very much. I think, see, God, I know that's how I tell people how I know I'm blessed, because He blessed me with so many great people in my circle. And to have two wonderful young ladies here that always support me in everything I do, no matter if it's stupid, wrong, right. I love y'all and I thank y'all. Y'all always here for us, man. It mean a lot to me. Whether I show it or not, I be on the go, but I thank y'all. And I want to also give a special shout out to you too, super producer Rico. Y'all send prayers up to my man, because he in pain. He always behind the scenes, but right now his shoulder and his leg, ankle and stuff is in great pain. But he's still here, holding us down, doing what he's supposed to do. He never tell us no. We go over, so we gonna hurry up. We gonna let Dirty do his 5 minutes. Put the icing on this. We want to say shout out to Ted Skills again. Make sure y'all follow him. Reach out to him if you need any kind of work done from your house, from the ground up. Shout out to Gino. They weren't able to be here today, so we want to show them love too as well. But right now we're gonna take this 5 minutes so my brother can get home and get himself doctored up.
There you go.
So, Dirty, this
Yeah.
last 5 minutes, y'all viewers already know, push the share button. Go to YouTube, subscribe to us. What Up Doe, W.U.D. Push the share button right now if you're watching. We appreciate y'all always showing us love and watching us each week. So, right now, we're going to take this moment. Oh, it's on the screen, too? Yep, there we go. Follow that and subscribe. We need them numbers to go up, man. We appreciate y'all. So right now, stay tuned and keep watching and listening to Dirty 5 Minutes, man.
All right, look, once again, y'all know what I do in the beginning of it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't do like you did the comedy show. 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. Show the lights. He go 5 minutes.
It's going to be real short, brief.
Nah, I was gonna go ahead,
No,
but I
next
ain't
week
been
I'm going to get back to. But this week, once again, y'all know what I do. I always pay homage to my guys, because without them, there would be no me in doing this. So hats off to my team and I appreciate everything and how supportive they are. This week, yesterday to me was, for me, it's super special, and it was epic. It knocked off something off my bucket list, and it also created another brainstorm and an idea that I'm coming up with. So we're going to have a lip gloss that we're going to come out with. It's going to be called Dirty's Lips. And that's right.
I like that, man.
You know, okay. So we're putting it together now. We're going to have a marketing thing. We're going to unroll it, and we're going to unroll it here on What Up, Doe. I'm just telling my guys this out there. They don't know nothing about it because
we don't
know about my editorial. But we're going to we're going to sell it here. And we're also going to try to get it branded and put it in different stores. But it's going to be called Dirty's Lips. And we're also going to have, now I know some of y'all are going to laugh, we're going to try to have Dirty's knee pads to come out and to be sold separately or in conjunction with Dirty's Lips. The lip gloss is going to be one thing, and then the knee pads. Now, y'all can put two and two together if you want to, but if you already understand what the knee pads is for, there ain't no need to explain. So, but the Dirty's Lips is going to be a lip enhancer for the beautiful women out here who sometimes miss the mark on capitalizing on their true essence and their lips. Because listen, women need to understand this. You women are so beautiful. I love you to death. Hats off to you. But some of y'all are missing the mark on the final touches, and that's your lips. The lips is a presentation. The lips is not used just to talk out of. Men like to look at you and say, wow, we are visual creatures. Understand what I'm telling you now. We are visual creatures. I don't care what your man is into. He would love for your lips to look nice and shiny and pretty and everything. That only helps the relationship. So if your man come to you and tell you no, your lips being chapped and dry and cracked is appealing to him, he's lying to you. No one likes that. So we're going to have an assortment of colors, and we're going to really make that lip gloss. It's just going to pop, and it's going to be called Dirty's Lips. So, and that's all I really want to say. So I hope that everybody supports this. We're going to be having the unveiling on What Up, Doe, and we're going to be selling it here. I don't have the prices yet because we're still putting it together. But understand, it's going to be huge. It's going to be epic. We're going to roll this out, and then we're going to have another comedy show that I'm going to put together. I'm going to talk to Dice about it. I want him to host it, and we're going to have Dirty's comedy, and I'm going to try to do like a 1 hour stand-up, and we're going to sell the products at the front door. So we're putting all this together, team. Please support us. Please understand that without y'all, there will be no us. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm really helping my brothers. I'm helping the women out here too. Make your lips pop. Make your lips pop. And if the knee pads is not for you because you got bad knees or something, or you don't want to go, that's too advanced, get this lip gloss because it's going to make your man appreciate you again. That's it. Signing out.
Right. Well, that was just sprung on me. But congrats, salute. You know, I pray everything works successfully like you looking forward to do.
Thanks, sir.
But yeah, I won't be hosting nothing. Thank y'all for watching, man. We appreciate y'all. We gotta get out of here. Send them hearts and prayers up for my brother, super producer Rico, man. He in pain, but he here for us. We gonna get out of here. Shout out to Ted Skill and Gino, man. We love y'all.
Yes.
Miss Carmen Evans, Kelly Sane. And to our special guest all the way from Atlanta, man, Elam B. King. Make sure y'all go get this game. Make sure y'all reach out to him, get his books, and to get that 15-minute consultation about your relationship, whether you married or not. This can help you. And just mention What Up, Doe, and he'll take care of you. We love y'all. We out of here, man.
Peace.
Hey, we got a fan in the deep. It's called What Up, Doe. What up, Doe?
Boy, get this money. Would you also get this money? Boy, get this money. Would you get this money? Get this money.